What's up, guys? Welcome back to the Daily Misfire. Today's going to be a really cool, shorter episode of something that I think is really cool that I just picked up. So let's get right into it. Alright, so I think it's really cool. One of my other jobs is being a professional organizer person and helping people move and stuff. This older lady, she's moving out of her house because her husband actually just passed away, I think about 6 months ago, but he was a really big car guy, and she ended up giving me some stuff I thought was really cool, and I'll show you guys that right now. So as you can see, it's a toolbox, which is pretty cool as it is, but it's got a Bonneville participant sticker from 1966, an Auto Club registered car sticker from 1970. I mean, really cool Holly, Carroll Shelby, I mean, Altamont Speedway, some really cool stickers, including, NASCAR International. Super cool snap-on toolbox. I think it's probably early 60s based off of the logo, the snap-on logo, but really cool Monroe sticker. It was full of just, I think it was his catch-all toolbox, because he had a bunch of other toolboxes and stuff. But he was a retired body repair guy from Central California, and he actually ended up going to, I think it was Indianapolis Motor Speedway, I think 2 years in a row, because of the Indianapolis 500. He was actually a pit crew man guy for one of the teams that went to the race there, which curtails into these. These are bricks, which, as you can tell, are bricks. This one has a patent from 1901. It's a pulver block. And then this one's a Wabash block, which they're both 4x9s, which is a typical, block and everything. The cool thing about these, though, is that they're actually from the racetrack. So if anyone doesn't know what Indianapolis is, they always call it the Brickyard, because back in 1901 I think 01 is when they started building it. I think they finished in 1907, but it was nothing but bricks. The entire track was brick because they didn't really have concrete and stuff that was strong enough back in the day, I guess. But yeah, so they had it in brick, and then they started redoing it in the 60s and 70s, and they kind of took it all out. I think in 78 they went to asphalt and stuff, which is what you have today. But he was there in, I think, the early to mid 60s, late 70s, that era, and he was around when they were doing this, and he actually got these two blocks from the racetrack. So these are actually track used bricks from the Indianapolis Motor Speedway, which is freaking awesome. The Brickyard, and I have two bricks from the Brickyard, which is, I think, freaking insane. But yeah, when she said, I was cleaning up part of the house and we were kind of finishing up for the first day, so it's the first day I met her, and I was talking about how I like cars, because us car guys, we can't not talk about how we like cars. And I was talking to her and stuff, and she's like, you know what I have that you might want if you want it, are some bricks. And I was like, are these really cool bricks? And she's like, yeah, they are. And forklift. But and she goes, yeah, they're really cool bricks, and she kind of gave me the background on them and told me everything about them. I'm like, that's really cool. And she's like, if you want them, you can have them. And I'm like, well, of course I want them. Is it okay if I take them? It feels wrong to just I just met you, and you're gonna give me bricks that are from the Daytona International Speedway. I'm like, yes, of course I want them. And we talked about it, and she gave them to me with some other of her late husband's badges and patches and pins and stuff, a whole bunch of cool stuff that she had with them. But yeah, so that's those. And then the day after, I was over there working with them, and I looked, and I knew that she was starting to sell some of the toolboxes, and I asked her about the toolbox, and she's like, well, for $200 I'll give it to you, because I can't obviously give you a snap-on toolbox, but and I didn't want to give a toolbox anyway. So she offered it to me for $200, and we ended up buying it. So it's not only a really cool top box to my cheap craftsman, my older craftsman, but it has super cool. It has the super cool stickers, and it's fully loaded with a whole bunch of stuff. It's fully loaded with a whole bunch of stuff that I'm probably not going to end up using. But it even has the instructions still for the drawers and the keys and the locks, and so I can open this for you. Yeah, I mean, it still has the Snap-on original tool service tips and instructions for it. I mean, just stuff like that that's super cool. I mean, it has, you know, an AC thermometer, wiring, some, you know, you always need your electrical tape. I mean, just really cool stuff that I wouldn't have, like, normally could have gotten, but you did. So it's kind of my little story time for you guys for this week and everything going on. And just a reminder for you guys, it's always okay to ask. It's okay to say, you might say yes, they might say no, but it's always good to be nice and, you know, courteous to people, as stupid as that is, because you never know what they might do or give you or whatever. And I mean, you might get bricks from Indianapolis. Yeah, that's all I got for you, because that's freaking awesome. So until next time, you guys get to see my bricks and my toolbox, and you'll maybe get to see this car here pretty soon, or some other stuff, because we got some cool ideas coming up pretty soon. So check back later.